Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to guide you through chair yoga. We will practice together for 30 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches that we work with do not work for your body, please skip them and come on out and you can modify. For today's practice, you'll want to have a chair to practice in. We'll be doing a variety of seated and standing stretches. So if you need to adjust your screen, please do so. And today's practice will be a wonderful practice for the mind and the body. We'll work on relaxing the mind, relaxing the body. We'll work on increasing flexibility and mobility throughout the body. To begin, let's start in a standing position today. So feel free to come on up to a comfortable standing position. And we'll just start with a nice foundation for our feet. So try to have your feet in line with your hips, and we'll aim to have our toes pointing straight forward. So if you took your second toe and drew a line back, it should meet the center of your ankle. That tends to be what a straight foot would be. So you may have to turn your toes in or out, depending on your anatomy. And then we'll just drop our feet right in line with our hip joints, not the outsides of the hips, but just those hip joints, dropping them straight down. Let's roll the shoulders. We're going to take 3 big inhales. Shoulders draw up, back, and down. Again, big inhale, up, back, down. And then let's go one more time here. Nice inhale and exhale. Good. And then as you relax your shoulders, we'll just take an opportunity to pause here. So closing the eyes, we'll do a little centering. You can also find a gentle gaze down to the ground. We'll bring some mindfulness into the body. So maybe lifting your 10 toes from the ground. And then slowly pressing the toes down just one at a time. So really feeling that nice foundation and connection in your feet. Maybe add a gentle bend of the knees, a slight tuck of your tailbone. You will lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck. Reach and stretch through the crown of the head. We'll breathe in. We'll connect to the rise and the fall of the breath. And then lengthening your inhalation and lengthening your exhalation. Feel free to set an intention for class today. An intention is a goal or a desire, maybe the reason that you came onto the class today. Maybe to relax a little bit, to get back to yourself. Maybe to release tension in the body. As we begin, let's take an opportunity to access the seat of our chair. So you'll just want to have that seat turned in towards you. Again, you'll find that foundation through your feet. Let's take an inhale. We'll reach the hands up. And then on exhale, we're going to fold forward, bringing our hands onto the seat. And we'll shake out the legs here a little bit in a forward fold. So you can pedal out the feet here, bending one knee, bending the other knee, maybe shaking the head yes, and shaking the head no. As you find stillness here, let's walk our hands to the right. We'll take a side stretch. And then try to feel grounded evenly through both of your feet, inside and outside of each foot. We'll come back to center. Let's sweep the hands to the other side. Reaching, stretching through the waist. Lengthen through side body, arm, and fingertips. Come back to center. Maybe add a bend into the knees. We'll take an opportunity to lower the stomach down, lift up through the heart. Tailbone will lower and crown of the head will lower. I'm just gonna float through our cat and our dog stretch for a moment. Try to lengthen your spine as you inhale and lengthen your spine as you exhale. As you inhale, letting the shoulders relax from the ears. We'll create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down the back body. And then on that exhale, really rounding the back body. So imagining creating some space between the shoulder blades. Let's take an opportunity here to lower the stomach. We're going to lift up through the heart. And then a little rounding of our back. We're going to take it to standing, full breath in. And then drawing the hands to the heart as you exhale. So we're going to float through some of the modified sun salutations with the chair. So inhale, we'll sweep our hands up. And then exhale, we'll fold ourselves down. We will lower the stomach. We will lift up through the heart. We'll do a little rounding of the back body, floating to standing position. Hands to heart, breathe out. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe to find your halfway lift, back bending here. Round the back, round into the feet. Let's bring it to standing position. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's go one more time here. Big breath in, reach up, stretch up. Fold yourself down. Lower your stomach, lift up through the heart. Round the back body. We'll come to standing position, breathing in. And then floating the hands to the heart. Let's take the hands to the sky. We'll breathe here. We're going to fold ourselves down. Let's take a nice deep bend in the right knee. We'll plant the right hand down onto the seat. Let's take our left hand to the sky for a twist. And then as you're twisting here on the in-breath, feel the spine lengthen. On the out-breath, allow for the twist to deepen. We'll lower the hand down. Let's keep the legs just how they are. Left hand down, right hand lifts. We're going to roll that right shoulder back, left shoulder under, heart shines up. Reset back into a fold. Left knee will bend, left hand will plant, right hand to the sky. So back into an open twist. This one might feel a little easier. Try to feel that line that flows fingertips to fingertips. Right hand will lower. Let's keep that left leg just how it is. So left leg stays bent. We're going to take that left hand up, maybe a little bit more challenging. Maybe gaze up towards those left fingertips just to get a little bit deeper twist here. Let's reset back into a forward fold. We'll work with our down dog using the chair. So just that reminder that there is not a lot of weight in your hands. The weight is back in your heels. And you're just going to use this chair as a stretch. So let's try to bring the weight back into our heels. Let the toes be light. Still feeling like the toes could lift from the ground. Feel free to stay here if you'd like a little more. You could take your left hand to your right calf. Give yourself a little twist here. Try to stay evenly grounded and rooted in both of your feet. We'll come back into down dog. Let's take right to the outside of your left calf if that works for you. You might have to gently draw that right hip forward a little bit. Left hip pulls back slightly. Get even in the hips here, even in the low back. And we'll let it go. Let's come back to a down dog. Walk your toes towards the chair. We're going to find our way to a fold. We can lower the stomach. We will lift the heart. And a little round of the back body. Let's bring it to standing. Full breath in. And then gently float your hands into the heart as you exhale. Let's take an opportunity to work with a triangle pose. So for triangle, we will step our left foot forward. You might even have that foot underneath the chair a little bit. And then right foot will take a nice big step back. So we'll bring our arms out into a T position. We'll kick our hips to the back of the room. We'll float and reach our hands forward. And then we can lower the hand down. We'll find our way here to triangle pose. And just feel your body stacking and opening here. Feel your shoulders in one line. Feel the wrists in one line. Let's move from the core. We're going to come on up. We'll have both of the legs straight. Then left hand stretches up and back. We'll take a reverse triangle stretch. Maybe imagining creating a little bit of space between the ribs as you breathe here. You can gently come on up. Let's take those left toes. We're going to turn them in so that they are lined up with right. Then we're just going to walk our heels and walk our toes in to meet. Let's bring that chair off to the right side. We'll start by bringing our right foot under. And then you're going to have those right toes pointing off to the side of the room. And you'll take that nice big step back with your left foot. You're going to have that left foot straight so that the side edge of your foot is lining up with the side edge of the wall there. Arms will come to T. Let's draw the hips back. Hands reach and stretch forward, and we'll land in triangle stretch. Come back to our breath. We'll breathe in deeply through the nose. Breathe out deeply through the nose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Moving from the core, let's get nice and grounded in the feet. We'll sweep that right arm up and back. Get that stretch from right toes all the way to the right fingertip. We'll come back on up, hands relax. Right toes will turn in, so toes are in line, heels in line. And we'll just walk our heels in and walk our toes in. Let's take an opportunity to reach for our chair. We're going to spin it around this time so that we can access the back of the chair. And let's have our chair off to the right. So today I wanted to take some time and work a little bit on strengthening our legs. We'll do some nice stretches and strengthening for our legs and our feet, those big muscles and also the small muscles. So to start, we'll have right hand on the chair. If you don't need the hand on the chair, maybe hands on the hips to challenge the balance a little more. Let's take our right toes out in front. We can point our toes and we're just going to do a little lift up and then we're going to lower. So as we create this movement, maybe let's find a spot to focus on. Find a drishti, spot that's not moving. A spot to focus concentration, to focus awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eye shift at all. Let's bring ourselves back to standing position. We'll give it a try on the left side, so feel free to hold onto your chair if you need to, pointing your toes to start. Let's bring our awareness back to our breath. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. See if we can find length as we breathe in and length as we breathe out. Good. You can gently release. Let's take a nice breath here. We're going to walk our hands so that they're holding onto the chair. We're going to be facing in towards our chair. And we're going to try for some kickback. So make sure that there's nothing behind you. Hands can be on the chair, maybe hands on the hips. And then let's start with our right leg. So we'll have our toes pointed to start. And what's very common is to lean forward on this one. So as best as you can, try to bring your shoulders over your hips. So we're going to do some pulses back. So we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll reset, breath here, and then let's take that opposite leg back. Good. And we'll breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's give ourselves a moment to reset here. Let's roll out through the shoulders. Nice big inhale and exhale. We're gonna face front again, and then let's have that right hand down. We are going to get nice and grounded in our feet, holding onto your chair for support if needed. We're going to flex our left foot, and then let's just take it out to the side here. And then when we're doing this, it's easy for that torso to lean, so allow for the shoulders to be stacked over your hips. Try to feel very grounded through your right foot. So press through the inside, through the outside. And then notice your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or out. And just try to really aim for that nice, even, grounded feeling, that even grounded connection. We'll take a moment to pause here. Take a deep inhale and exhale. This time, let's take our left toes and we're going to turn them in. We want our left big toe to point to our right big toe. We want to hold the shape of the legs. And then let's try bringing that out to the side and then bringing it in. A nice opportunity to give a little stretch to the IT band. Get into our hip a little deeper. Try to find length as you inhale, length as you exhale. Good. Let's release that one. We're going to take our chair. Let's send that off to the left. We can get nice and grounded here in our feet to begin. Holding on for support. Let's take that out to the side. Let's see if we can take a deep breath into our stomach. Try to feel the navel rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. Try to breathe into the ribs. Find that expansion through the ribs. Find that contraction through the ribs. And then try to breathe into the chest. Feel the chest rise and feel your chest fall. So deep diaphragmatic breathing. You can release that foot down. Give yourself a moment to breathe, to reset. And we're going to turn those right toes in, big toe to big toe. Shoulders stacked over hips. Let's float it out to the side. Maybe take your awareness to the breath. Maybe notice the nostrils gently flaring with breath as you breathe in. Gently contracting with breath as you breathe out. Maybe notice the breath a little cool as it enters the nose and then a bit warmer as it exits the nose. Let's release. We'll give it a little shake out. Great job on those. I know they're not always easy. I definitely feel the burn when I do those, but really nice opportunity to strengthen our balance and really nice opportunity to strengthen our legs. Let's take a seat. We'll do some nice stretches in our chair to unwind a little bit. Let's move towards the edge of our seat. We'll work with a hip stretch. Let's take our left leg up and over, and we will do our figure 4 seated pigeon pose. You can flex your left foot and encourage this left knee down. Feel free to sit with your spine straight. Option to fold forward if you'd like. And then we can just take an opportunity here to close the eyes. Try to relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try to relax the back of the head and the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax your legs. Relax your feet. Let's come on up. We'll take a big inhale here. Reach and stretch your hands up. Let's switch to the left. We'll take a seated spinal twist. As you inhale, feel your spine lengthen. Your exhale, let your twist deepen. Back to center. Let's breathe here. Twisting to the right. Gaze off the right shoulder. And just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into the twist. Come back to center. We'll breathe here. Let's gently float that right hand down and we'll sweep the, or we'll take our left hand down and we'll bring our right arm up and over. Maybe imagining someone could draw those right fingertips to the left a little bit more. We'll come back to center. Let's take right arm down, left hand lifts. Rolling that left shoulder back, right shoulder under. Let the heart shine up to the sky. You can come back to center. Legs can come out a bit wider. And let's take a gentle swish of the knees to the left and the right. When you come back to center, let's bring that right leg up and over. We'll find that figure four stretch. Maybe gaze down to your left leg. Make sure that you have that 90-degree angle here. Let's fold ourselves down as you exhale. Try to clear the mind of thoughts. We always have thoughts in the mind, the thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release the thoughts. Come back to your breath. Come back to the present moment. Also, maybe just seeing if you can really relax that head so you can move a little bit if needed or stillness, but just try to let go of tension in your neck. And let's come to a neutral spine. Hands will reach up, stretch up. Let's take our hands to the right for our twist. And we're going to breathe into the twist for the stomach, the ribs, the chest. Inhale takes you back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Breathe into the low back, mid back, and upper back. Come back to center. Let's sweep the hands up. We'll take that right arm down. Let's sweep the left arm up and over. Maybe imagining you could create a little bit of space between the ribs as you breathe here. Let the breath draw you through center, left arm down, right hand lifts. Try to feel grounded in the right sitting bone. We don't want to lean off to the left too much. We'll come back to neutral, realign here. Let's take our legs out nice and wide. Gentle drop of the knees to the left and to the right. As you come to center here, let's find stillness. We'll line our feet up for those 90-degree angles in the legs. Let's take an opportunity to gently bring our chin to our chest. So we'll just let our head hang heavy here like a weight. We'll gently relax the head back, gazing to the sky. And chin to chest. Head floats back. Let's go 3 more times here. As you come to stillness, let's take a deep inhale to lengthen. We'll take the right ear to the right shoulder. Opportunity to stretch and open the left side of the neck. Breath brings you back to center. Let's lengthen and soften left to left. Let's flow with the breath here. So feel free to go at your own pace. Opportunity to stretch and strengthen the sides of the neck. Feel a strong connection to your core as you flow. Maybe a sensation of tucking tailbone, letting the navel gently move back and up towards the spine. We'll bring ourselves back to center. Imagining there was a clock in front of you that you wanted to run your nose through the numbers of the clock. Let's find a rotation here. Maybe large, maybe small circles. And then we'll reverse. We will flow in the other direction. Good. We'll bring ourselves back to stillness. Let's take a moment just to close the eyes and take the opportunity to notice how you feel in this moment. Feel your mind relax, calm at ease. Feel your body relaxed, calm at ease. Noticing the effects of chair yoga on your mind and on your body. Let's end our practice with gratitude today. Take a moment to think of one thing that you're grateful for. Letting the eyes open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. Please leave me any questions, comments, or feedback in the chat. I look forward to being back with you next week. We have yoga on Monday, 5:30 Eastern time. That's 45 minutes of stretching on your yoga mat. Mindful stretch is on Tuesday at 3 o'clock East Coast time, and that's 15 minutes of stretching. And of course, I'll be back with you on Friday for this class. Have a beautiful day today, and I'll see you next week.